So again, to show the experience of getting into the ATS or Advanced Tobruk system, I'll just point out things as I go. So we're starting with the Quick Start Basic game rules. These are listed as version 2.4 that shipped with the Stone Heights game that I received. First of all, I noticed a discrepancy in the rules under the leader rules, section 12, under speed bonus. It clearly states that NCOs give a additional 1 movement point to a unit or gives 1 movement point additional to units it's stacked with while they move. An officer adds 2 movement points, but on the back, under the play aid charts and tables, it clearly just says leader adds 1 movement point to run assault. I went ahead and jumped ahead to the full-blown ATS rule set that shipped with this game. So that rule set happens to be version 3.09, I think. And in the full-blown rules, there is no 2 movement point bonus for officers. Leaders add 1. So in this case, the table here corresponds to the full-blown rules, but the text in the basic rules does not correspond. And the second big thing is it's not clear when the movement arrows are removed. Thinking it through, in order to get the advantages of direct fire, is that what they call it? Yes. In order to have movement state or cover states affect direct fire, then I think that the movement arrows here have to stay on until the end of the direct fire phase, but before movement starts. I'm going with that anyways. Yeah, all I can say is I'm just going with that. So the French took the first direct fire impulse, so now we're on the Axis direct fire impulse. So there's no reason for these Germans. They survived the fire from the French squads here, so there's no reason for the Germans to not return fire. So we have 2 German squads. So they're firing back at the same French units, which used assault movement, and they're in the woods. So woods and assault movement will affect column shifts for the target. So zooming in on our Germans here, we've got two 758 squads, and they have a light machine gun, the MG42. So the first thing is to check, let's go over our machine gun rules. Machine gun counters differ from personnel units in 2 ways. They must be carried to move, and they may fire more than once, reflected by the rate of fire of 2 in the blue box on the counter. The MG42 actually has a rate of fire of 3. However, these counters represent weapons and have no ability to move or fire on their own. Machine guns do not affect stacking, nor do they affect or check morale. Rate of fire. A machine gun may be fired twice, or 3 times in this case, during the direct fire segment, or during the movement segment using opportunity fire. A machine gun may not split its fire for use in 2 different segments, though. Okay, so you can fire multiple times during the direct fire segment or multiple times during the movement segment, but not both. May not split. Machine guns are not used during melee. 1 impulse is used for each firing opportunity used by a machine gun. For example, a machine gun may fire once during the opponent, may fire a unit during the direct, before the opponent may fire a unit during the direct fire segment. And this is incorrect. The machine guns used in the basic game all have 2 rate of fire. Others used in the main game have 3 rate of fire. No, these machine gun 42, these MG42s clearly. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, yeah. What I'm referring to is pretty clearly the MG42, even listed in the order of battle for the basic game, clearly has a rate of fire of 3. So text does not correspond to the tables again, which doesn't correspond to the counter mix. Carrying and usage. All right, usage restrictions. So what's going on here? What I want to know is, does there any personnel unit carrying a machine gun deducts 1 gunfire factor from its printed total when firing? Okay, that's what I was thinking. So the way we do this is the first German squad contributes 7 gunfire factors. The next squad, which is firing the MG42, it's going to be 5 for the machine gun, but it's going to be 1 less for the squad itself. So it's 7 plus 6 plus 5. For a total of 18. So 18 gunfire factors are firing. Oops, I need to adjust for range though. All right, we start with 18, but now we have to adjust for range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So the light machine, the MG42 is within range. It's 8. It's 8 hexes to the target, and the MG42 has a range of 8. So his gunfire factors of 5 is not adjusted, but these guys, yeah, these guys are range 5, and so that's beyond 5 but less than twice. I'm sorry. This is beyond 5 hexes, but equal to or less than twice the range. Okay, so it's 3.5 plus 2.5. There we go. So 5, 6. So it's 11. Is that right? 3.5. 2.5 is 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay, so it's 11. All right, so it's 11. So we use the 10 column. Since 11 falls between 10 and 14, we use the 10 column. And the target again, the French were assault moving, so that's 1 to the right, but they're in woods, 1 to the left. There's no leader involved, so 1 right and 1 left equals out. There we go. So it's column 10 even. Column 10 even. And they roll a 9. So 9 on the 10 column is nothing, no effect. Wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fire marker on here. It's just 1 fired marker, which means that, do like this, that means that 2 rate of fire of the MG42 are still eligible to fire in the direct fire phase. So now we go back to the, well, the French don't have any more fire because they're behind the high ground here. So they don't have any more targets, and same, actually, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looking at this stack here up on the hill, I could actually do long-range fire to the French in the woods there, but they can see them, but they'll pass on firing. Okay, this is the end of the direct fire phase. Fire markers are going to stay on. Huh. Yeah. Now movement markers, I think, come off, or at least I'm playing that way. All right. The Germans roll a 9, Allies roll a 6. So the Allies have first movement. All right. So now a unit that fired may not move during the movement segment. So these French units that fired will not be moving. They have to seize ground, so they can't sit here. So they're going to move move forward. This is how this works. Okay, so send the first. Okay, so first squad to move here is going to move by assault movement. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, 4 up onto the hill. He's moved by assault movement. That. Now the Germans can pretty clearly see from one hill hex across to the other hill hex. Why do I know this? This looks like this example. This looks like if you look on the play aid charts and tables, in the example they have unit E on a hill, they have unit I on a hill, and if you look at the table, E can see I. There. E can see I. So using that as a guide, Germans will open fire. It's just a question of with what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Range of 8. Man, they're actually going to do the whole stack. They have that MG42. So here, the only thing here is the squad is using assault movement. Otherwise, there's no other adjustment there for this fire. Down here, again, we have a similar situation to before. We have a full squad at long range, 3.5. We have a squad firing at long range and firing a light machine gun. So that's 2.5, 6, plus 5 for the machine gun at range 8 is 11. 11, and they have an NCO guiding their fire. So here it's assault 1 right, assault 1 right, and NCO directed 1 right, so it's 2 right. So start on column 10, go right 2 columns, so we're firing on the 20 column. Wow, that's pretty good. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. All right, 2 right. So the German player rolls a 7. 7 on the 20 column. Okay, now we have a C1 result. So we said the 20 column down to 7 is a C1. C1 CX also takes morale check plus X die roll modifier. Apply DRM for friendly and enemy units in adjacent. Okay, all right. So first of all, we have a C1. Each casualty reduces the strength of targeted units in steps as follows. Squads consist of 4 steps before being eliminated. So the first step, so it's marked with a casualties unit. Now we're going to use our casualties unit. So take a casualties marker, put it on the, so here we go, here's the French target unit. It gets a casualties unit on it. That casualties marker is going to subtract 1 from the firepower and 1 from the firepower and 1 from the morale. So his current morale is now 6. Okay, current morale is 6, we know that. And he also yeah, he has to do a morale check, and he's going to add 1. Alright, so he rolls a 4 plus 1, because it was a C1 result, to 5. 5 is still equal to or less than its current morale of 6, so it passes its morale check. Yeah, so he passes morale check. So he just has the 1 casualties marker on him for now, and that's that. Alright. Go ahead and put a fired marker on the German stack there. For 1 impulse firing. And now it would be the Germans' move impulse. I guess these are only candidates. So they're going to go up on. They're winded, so they can't run again. They're going to get up on the high ground now. Yes. So 4 plus 1 for the leader is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what he's going to do. So the whole stack is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, to get the leader bonus, you got to move those guys together. All right, so that's assault movement. I think it's like this. The movement marker goes on. I think the winded comes off now. I think. All right. That was the German move impulse. Go back to the Allies' move impulse. So now what do we want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll try this. No. Yeah, we'll try this. Okay, so 1 French squad with the M29 machine gun is doing assault movement. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Again, not playing for tactics, playing for game mechanics. Examples showing game mechanics. 1, 2, 3. I guess the MG42 can fire it again. I guess so. 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it's a long ways. Let's do that anyways. So looking back again at our... So there is nothing here except, well, actually they are in the act of assault move, right? I guess we just know that. So its cover state is assault move. And then we come back to our German stack here. We look, so it already has one fire marker on it. But just the machine gun has a rate of fire of 3. There. It's even at 9 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still at 9 hexes. So even the light machine guns, gunfire factors of 5 is halved to 2.5. I think the only thing that applies is, I guess, that the leader bonus still works. I guess so. So this is on the 2 column, plus 1 to the right, or right 1 for the NCO. That's it. So it's on the 4 column. 5 on the 4 column is C1. Huh. Okay. C1. Casualties marker. Morale is 6 now. Ooh. Oh no, 2 is good. 2 plus 1 for the C1 result is 3, which is well below the current morale of 6. And now over here, I'm going to take that fired marker there and replace it with a fired 2 marker, which tells me that the MG42 has 1 rate of fire left available. Now here, is it really, I'm not sure it's that clear. 1, 2, 3, I guess he can't move again anyways, but if he had enough movement points, could he move on? I'm not sure that's explained in the basic rules. I'm not sure. Yeah, oh well. So back to the Germans. So now the Germans have either fired, or moved, so they pass. Back to the French. This is what we're going to do here. This stack is going to move, plus 1 for the leader, so it's 5 assault move. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I think this is where that MG42 will fire its last rate of fire. It's still the same. Column 4, modified to a column 4. Ooh, rolled a 2. 2 is a C2. Okay. 2 is a C2. So that means that I have to distribute 2 casualties here to this stack. So I've got the... oh, okay. Well, I still have a choice. So I've got the squad carrying the machine gun, and I've got the leader. And I have 2 casualties to take care of. So I could wound the leader for 1, and then give and then give 1 to the squad. I'm not sure which one. I think what I'll start with is I'll start with leaving the leader good. Take 2 casualties from the squad, which will flip it over. So now it has a current morale of 5. We're going to have to adjust for the leader. Add 1. Okay. Casualty effects on firepower and morale. Step 3. Any surviving personnel units that absorb casualties must check morale after the casualties are applied. Use the current morale of the unit, noting that an already placed casualties marker reduces morale by 1. Personnel unit must roll less than or equal to its current morale to pass. If it fails, it's broken. For each friendly non-broken unit in or adjacent to its hex, add 1 to its morale. Okay, so it is here. So it's here. We have 1 unbroken squad, and we have 2 unbroken squads. So there's 1 adjacent and 2 adjacent. So we take its morale of 5, add 2 for the adjacent friendly unbroken units, so that's 7. For each adjacent enemy unit, including broken ones, subtract 1 from its morale. There aren't any adjacent. Okay, add 1 for the NCO. So we have 5, 6 for adjacent unbroken units, 7 for another adjacent unbroken squad, and 8 for the NCO. So his current morale is 8. He rolls a 1, so he passes fine. Okay. Now I don't know, can he continue to move on? Well, I guess in these rules it doesn't say you can't, because technically it could still move. Oh, I'm going to change my F2 to an F3. He's going to stay there. He'll stay there. Okay, so, oh, we still have more. Germans have to pass again. Now we still have more French. The rest of these guys over here are going to, they're winded so they can't run. They have a leader. 2 squads plus machine gun. They are going to move, assault move obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. There's the winded marker. There. Now the French are done with movement. Now we go to the close assault segment. Each player has to roll a die. The Allies roll a 1. Ooh, the Germans roll a 3. So that was close, but the Allies win the initiative, so they get the infiltration move first. So here's where this matters. We're not going to wait. We're going right into close combat. So each player will die play with the lowest of its. He may infiltrate first. Question is, can the whole stack infiltrate together? I don't actually know that. Um, hmm. Huh. 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 Well, I guess to stick with the, no, I guess to stick with the uniformity of the other segments, eligibility should be by unit or stack. So with that reasoning, the whole stack should be able to move in. They will. You got a monster stack already. So he's going to go in. That's one infiltration impulse, I guess. Yeah, I guess. And then now it's not clear whether the Germans can just infiltrate out of the hex. I wonder. The Germans aren't going to infiltrate with anything else, so now we're back to the French. Actually, they will infiltrate. They're going to infiltrate here, back to the Germans. Germans pass. Back to the French. French infiltrate here. Germans pass, French pass. Okay, so now we go to step 2. Melee is now conducted in each hex containing opposing units. Okay, so we're going to melee. The rules here go back and forth, by the way, between close assault and melee. So when an enemy hex is entered during the infiltration portion of the close assault segment, the entering units are considered the attacker. The enemy units in the hex are considered the defender. These roles do not change even if other friendly and enemy hexes subsequently enter the hex. You mean other friendly and enemy units subsequently enter the hex using infiltration. So the French entered first, they're the attacker. Germans the defender, that's it. After all non-broken units have used infiltration, okay, all attacking defending units in each melee hex check morale, attackers rolling first. Alright, so what I'll do now, I'm not sure how to make this easy, but I want to make it easy. Alright, just go, so I'll go this way. So the allied player checks morale. Oh, jeez. With all these adjacent units, I'm not sure there's any chance of failure, right? Because we have, man, there's a 7, -1 for casualties is 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 for adjacent friendly squads. I guess subtract 2 for enemy squads is back down to 7, plus 1 for the NCO. Yeah, okay. Now I lost count. 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 8. Guess it's 8 for the first guy. Just for the first guy. He passed it with a 7. I'm not sure it says anything. Ooh, any attacking unit that fails this check is immediately eliminated. Well, the leader is going to check last so that his bonus can be applied the whole way through, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 9. Ooh, rolled a 9. And 9 would be the same for the last. Yeah, he's rolled a 1, so he's fine. So all the French pass. Okay. Now the Germans have to pass their check, so they have 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 10, 9, 8, where was I? 8, 7, oh no, that doesn't count. 8. Alright, try this again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 9, 8. 8. First German squad passes. Next squad should be the same. Oops. I passed it with a 1. Fine. I'm going to go back. I don't think the French NCO rolled for morale. Is his adjusted? I guess. 9. So the French lose their NCO because he failed morale. And is that correct? He's immediately eliminated. Yeah, I guess. He rolled a 9. Yeah, obviously the NCO's morale is... Oh, wait a minute. Question is his morale adjusted like any other unit? I have no idea. But I guess, why not? In which case, I don't think he would fail unless he gets a 10. That's all very unclear. But in any case, it'd be 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8. Huh. Never mind. Oops. Actually, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8. Well, I guess his current morale is 8. He rolled a 9. I guess he is. Eliminated. Huh. Okay. Now I think the final German leader has to pass morale. He has 8, 9, 10 for friendlies, 9, 8, 7 for enemies. He rolls a 1, so he's fine. Okay, now we do machine guns. I don't think machine guns are used in melee. We add up gunfire factors and we make a ratio. So I guess it's 7, 14, 15 with the leader, so 15 for the Germans, and 15 for the French. So straight 1-to-1, I guess. Yeah. Machine guns are not used during melee. Okay, so we ignore machine guns on both sides. So I think it's a 1-to-1. 1-1. French players still the attacker. Ooh, 9? Ooh, he rolled a 9. So AC2. It's probably a set attacker C2. Oh, I think it is. Ooh, the worst possible result at 1-1, attacker C2. So, ouch. I'll just take I'll just reduce the full squad. That's 2 casualties assessed. Now, wait a minute, are there morale checks? I don't think so. I think we don't do morale checks after each round because we're going to do another one at the new, yeah, there's a new ratio now. Germans are still at 15. French are now at 8. Oh, whoops, I have to subtract 1 for the casualty. Oops. That might have been... Oh, wait a minute. I should have done that right. Well, I'll skip it. I think I was supposed to adjust for that casual. Now I know I was supposed to adjust for that casual. Okay, so I think I missed that. That was not good. But we'll press on. 8 and 4 is 12. 12 against 15. That's 1-2. So each player is 6. 6. AC2, DC1. Yikes. So the attacker, I guess, the attacker, I don't even know what's best. AC2, DC1, I guess just eliminate that squad for 2. And the Germans will take 1 casualties. There. Now we go. The Germans, well, obviously the French are at 1-2, but let's see if they even have enough. If it's worse than 1-2, it's over. So 5, not, no, it's 9, 9-14 or whatever. Okay, still 1-2. 8. Ooh, that's really bad. AC3. This is really bad. So I think 3 will eliminate this guy. Right? Now we're at 5, what, 5-14? Yeah, it's all over. 13, 14. So now it's less than 1-2. The moment you get less than 1-2, the weaker side's immediately eliminated. So the French were eliminated. Wow. That was... There we go. That was melee. Now we go to end of turn segment. Remove fired markers. Fired. 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 I guess that guy's winded marker is supposed to come off. We don't have any broken units to rally. And that's it. So that's the end of turn 2. We advance to turn 3. I'm going to have to pause at this point.